welcome to another Django and June video lesson. The tune this time around is Tears, which may actually be a Sinti folk song, but it was credited to Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli, and it's definitely their arrangement that we all play today, or some variation on their arrangement. So this is a tune Django recorded 3 times that I know of in his career, and in the description below we'll link those 3 recordings so you can hear. The first will be that classic recording where they really just play the melody, Stefan and Django, and that's from the late 30s. And then Django recorded it with a large ensemble with horns, I believe, in 1940. And then there's another recording from 1947 of Django and Stefan playing it again. And they're all beautiful and they're all worth a listen. And certainly my lead sheet will be borrowing little gestures and things from all 3 recordings. And so what I thought we could do today is sort of continue learning from melodies the way we have been in all these lessons. And something really special about the melody to Tears, which I think we can dig into today, is that there's a little bit of built-in call and response. So what I'm talking about is in this first phrase where you have this, so that's Stefan Grappelli's part. Just this very slow, beautiful little phrase. But there's this little answer of so that brings us to our topic for today, melodic fills. These are things that can happen mostly around the melody of a tune. If you're, say, the lead guitarist in a group and you have a violinist or a clarinetist, or vice versa. Maybe the lead guitarist is playing the melody and you are a violinist or a mandolinist or a clarinetist, and you want to do something as part of the ensemble as a melody instrument. Something you can often do around the melody of a tune is these little melodic fills. If you're that second melodist who's supposed to be playing something in the little spaces in between the melody on tunes, maybe we can take some inspiration from Tears. So what if you were playing one of our other tunes exactly like you? And so someone might be playing that melody that and you could be that upper voice. So that's that same line that only transposed to fit a D7 chord, which would be the chord of the moment. So you can fill in that little window of rest in the music and play. Okay, so that's one idea we get free of charge from Django and Stefan. The next example is something that Django played on that 1947 recording. And this is something that kind of just leads the ear down to the bass notes of the accompaniment. So after that first part, that first phrase we talked about, the next phrase, so and then this is where Django's phrase is. So it's and so this is just a nice little chromatic line that takes us from E to B. And, you know, that's something we can use in other ballads. Another ballad that leaves a lot of space for a second instrument to play melodic fills would be the tune Manoir de mes rêves, or Django's Castle. So there, we could use the exact same notes, and having an E sort of traveling down to a B, both those notes are integral parts of the chord G major 6. They're the 6 and the major 3rd. So if we were playing Django's Castle, If we're going from that D7 to the G, that's a perfect place where that same fill works. We don't have to transpose a thing. But you could find lots of tunes where two notes a fourth apart are part of the chord of the moment. We could probably do the same thing on nuage. Yeah, it works perfectly. So that's just a great, really simple idea that you can use probably on just about any sort of ballad or slower tune. Okay, so something from Stogler-Rosenberg that he often does when he's playing this tune, either with a violinist or if he's just playing the melody by himself, is this other kind of bass fill. So if we were picking up where we left off in Tears, so we have this nice little line that takes us down to the A note. And this is something that's really useful to have if you're playing Tears and you're that second musician and you're just wondering sort of what to do. But you could use it in other spots. So if you're the lead guitarist and you're playing maybe minor blues and you're trying to add a little excitement in one of the later choruses of, say, a violin or a clarinet solo. So the rhythm guitarist is still laying down a solid foundation, something like, and you're doing fills. Okay, so that's another device you have at your disposal. So we could also use just a pair of really simple fills from that 1947 recording. This is something Django does on the bridge of the tune, just filling in some little spaces around what Grappelli's playing. And in this recording, Grappelli doesn't actually play the written melody on the bridge, but what he improvises creates rests and spaces in a lot of similar places. So these little fills will work if you're in the Django role and someone is playing the written melody. So they're very simple. So the melody's going along. So these are really simple phrases that are oriented around just 2 or 3 notes. Both these phrases would work well in a tune like Django's Castle again. So in the original context in Tears, these phrases are both happening around a C major chord. But if we move those phrases up just a whole step, say to D major, like the key Django's Castle is most commonly played in, then they'll fit right in the first phrases of the tune. So if you'd imagine someone's playing that very slow, very simple melody that and you can see these are just very accessible phrases and nice and simple and something you could use almost anywhere. If we took this simple idea of we could fit this in all sorts of tunes. You could do maybe a little variation where we even get rid of one more note, or just sort of take that rough idea and we could try something on All of Me. So this is the kind of thing that you can do whether it's just you playing the melody or whether you're the person sort of doing the fills around the melody. So for something like All of Me, you could play and so on and so forth, where you're just playing one or two simple notes, and in that case really only one of those notes has to be really connected to the chord of the moment. So hopefully that gives you some ideas as you're starting to get comfortable playing fills around the melody of a tune. If you have any questions, you can always give me a shout at jack@jacksoriff.com. And make sure to keep your eye on djangoandjune.com as more and more info pops up for the festival as we get closer to June. And happy practicing!